Hi, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. To welcome another exciting wealth creation mindset session. My name is Hiromi. I'm hosting tonight. Just for housekeeping, please put the camera on if you are able to do so, so we can see your lovely faces. Also, if we have a Christmas costume outfit, please put on. Anyway, so this is already we are in December. I can't believe it. But and it is a celebration month because Christmas. And also keep celebrating December because my birthday month, also my wedding anniversary is coming up. So I'm keep celebrating. And just quick recap for last week. We have an opportunity to hear from our own entrepreneurs on the rise to about business plan, including the beautiful business logos. And we believe more to come from 2025 onwards. Also, we witnessed how amazing AI can do create amazing things like a business plan, beautiful business logo. It's amazing. It's exciting. Also, we learned last month we could make a plan for 2025, not January or November. Also learned of many great goals, depend of different aspects of lives like family, friend, uh, investment, careers, and hobbies, health, and all sort of things. And for me, it is easy for some of the goals, but some they're not. To be honest, I am still in progress. So if you haven't finished the planning of next year, let's try and make sure you have get it done. This all from me. Please don't waste any more time. Please welcome our amazing leader and mentor, Mr. Ruben Savanasan. I put it back to you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Hiromi. Guys, can we put a 888 for Hiromi in the chat group to say thank you? It's not easy. Sometimes it's easier making money than it is doing this stuff. Hey, Rossi's there as well. He jumped in.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Now I feel underdressed. I try to wear a Christmas top, but hey, at least we three are more dressed than all the others.
There was only one pair of these ever made.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'll come borrow them. Amazing, Hiromi. Thank you. That's such a great introduction, and thank you for everyone. Also saying, encouraging Hiromi because, like we said, it's not always easy jumping in, and it's sometimes easier buying and selling crypto than it is jumping into host and talk. So each of you guys have done a great job who've been running with us, and want to say hi to a few new people here that are on maybe for the first or second time. So let's just say hi to a few of them quickly before we jump into, guys, some good training today. First part of it is going to be just listening and taking it in terms of time traveling for entrepreneurs and how we can build our wealth by looking at the past, present, future, which is really important. And I want you to think about that for your businesses and investments. And then we're going to do a little bit of exercise at the end. We're going to try and get wrapped up by 8:30 because some have another meeting for those who are in Forex to jump into a mindset class. So we'll try and wrap up by 8:30. Jerome, good to see you on, bro. Can we guys say hi to Jerome? He is joined the booster class and he is all excited and I'm excited for him as well. And I don't know if he's able to say a quick hi. We got Dr. Chooks, the Reverend Dr. Chooks here. Say hi to him, please, as well. Dr. Able to, Jerome? You're on? Wonderful. Just greet us. Turn on the camera. Great. We
Thank
can
you, guys.
we sue because you're part of your tribe now. That's going to encourage you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Jerome has just got a new phone, so he's testing it out.
Hello, guys.
Dr. Chooks?
Yeah, is my camera on now?
Beautiful. So you can this is
an exciting time together. Thank you. Huh?
Yeah. Please, you can tell us a little bit, Dr. Chooks. You can give us a few seconds of who you are, why you're here.
We are to make money. And hopefully get to know you as colleagues on the journey path of learning and building wealth.
Beautiful.
I am an accountant as well as a minister of the gospel. You can see some of my white hairs are coming out, not as white as Ross's at the moment, but it's getting there. So I'm trying to build up some secondary skills that I can use without running to the office every 9 a.m., and pave my way towards a comfortable retirement. That's my goal.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Ruben, for inviting me and the opportunities you're showing me. I really appreciate.
Oh, thank you. We have known each other for over 20 years, and I met.
I believe so.
I met, for all those who know Papa Luke, I met Papa Luke through Reverend Dr. Chooks. So I'm so grateful because a lot of us here in P61 owe him. Now you know who the source is that we got to meet Papa Luke and journey with him on Kingdom as well. So, and I told Pastor Chooks he has an amazing coaching opportunities in the future. So today's business training will be helpful to you as well as we make more money, which is a good, yeah. Sean, new first time here. Want to say a quick hi as well, bro? Sean, you there?
I hate using my phone. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm not showing. My camera is off today, so I just finished work. So, yeah, you might see my good-looking face next time.
Your hand. Sean, you can tell us a little bit about you before you mute.
What do you want me to say? I'm better looking than you.
No.
Got more hair than you.
Hey.
What else? Nothing much. Nah. I've known Ruben for, can't even think how many years, Ruben? 20 years? 15 years? I don't know. Yeah, we've known each other for a long time. So, yeah, I'm just keen to join and see how it all goes.
Beautiful. And Sean's been doing some crypto investing, and he's done a great job. So, do you want to share what you've done? I think it'll encourage others. Feel like.
But what I've been doing is sort of, buying the right coin, and once I make it, I sell it, then keep a bit of money on the side. And when I see a good coin, I use that to buy. So, I think not double, but I've got about 60% of what I invested in the space of 2 weeks. Yeah. So my plan is to pull out my investment and then play with the winnings, as they call it.
Nice. Very well done. So Sean came in at the right time as the market's going into a little bull run, and which is exciting. And we looked at some coins, and then he researched, did some things that he felt he wanted to jump into, and got some good profits.
Especially one of them, just amazing. Obviously,
which one was that?
AVAX. I would have made about $3,000 from $500.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So it is possible, guys, jumping into things. This is good to learn. But one thing I always say is if you just close your eyes and hope everything will go well, it won't, right? You've got to put some effort into it, do some research, and then obviously everything's a risk, but even working is a risk, right, Shawnee?
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Definitely. One thing I learned is that you just have to monitor it, though. You can't just leave it. You got to keep an eye on things and watch the fluctuations and be brave enough to make the decisions when it needs to be made.
Absolutely. Can you guys see my screen? That's AVAX. That's the one you got, right? Avalanche?
Yep.
Do you remember what you bought it at? It's 47.16 right now.
I can't remember exactly because I've got everything on my phone, and I'm using my phone to dial in. But I'll be honest with you. I think I've brought about 2,500 after just investing 500, and I still got 1,000 sitting there just on that coin alone.
Nice.
And the other one was Cosmo as well. That's another one that's big dollars over the space.
Yes. The Cosmos Atom.
Atom, yeah.
Yep, it's done well, but it's taken a dive, so you sold it at the right time.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You can't be too greedy, you know.
Look at the big dive. So yes, I like that. Very important. You can't be too greedy. So for those who know what we're talking about, let's celebrate Sean and say well done as he jumped in. For those who have no clue and want to learn, remember, the learning is important. Wealth creation is about learning, and we're going to be doing class on some of this to get you up to speed for those who have no clue. For those who are in the training program with Santosh, excellent. Keep going. Okay. Because some of us are in for the long run. Some of us are doing little DCAs, 30% in and out as well with profits. So there's a few different ways we can do things, but this gives us a really good snapshot. And thank you for that, Shawnee. XRP guys as well did really well over the weekend. Did anyone do well with XRP? If you did, pop it in the chat group. I said I got 2.3x on that. Doge did well. Anyone did Doge? Pop in the chat group.
Nah, Dodge was no good for me. It never went. I only lost on it.
You lost on it, okay?
Yep.
I bought it 15 cents and sold at 42, so I made 2.5%. But again, it's time. The timing. I got it before you started getting in, Shawnee. So there'll be another movement around that. Gala, and again, just showing you guys, I'm still learning, but just showing you the potential. So he bought at 0.16 for Gala and got out at 0.43. All right.
Solana was another one that was good. It went up and it's still going up.
Solana is a very, very good project as well. 224 now.
Yeah.
250. Look at the deep dive.
No, I sold that thing. I sold it at the right time. That's why I said I've been pretty blessed. I've sold it the exact time before it dived.
But it's gonna hit up again as well. Okay, so there's knowing when to get in. Getting out is the hardest thing. I was hyperventilating yesterday, a couple of days when we had to sell, but I was very happy with the sales. So excellent job. Thank you, Shawnee, for sharing that. And good. So if anyone else wants to learn more, kind of on the chat group, put a 111 and let's get you going. Hiromi, if you can take maybe some names down of anyone who puts the 111 in. And we'll just let you know when we do a little bit of a training program to get you started. That's important. I heard people tell me, just today I actually had someone come to talk to me and said, just tell me when to buy and sell. I said, it doesn't work that way because it's high risk, right? And it's your money. So it's really important that you know when to jump in, when not to. Awesome. Guys, let's get started on some training today because of... as you said, disclaimer, Shawnee, I look pretty handsome there, don't I? I'm just going to mute you after that.
AI is absolutely wonderful thing.
I'm going to mute Shawnee. It's muted.
Jerome.
Ross, I'm going to mute you as well. And Margaret, I'm going to mute everyone. So just because of the training. AI is awesome, he said. Funny fella. All right, guys. Today, we're going to do some stuff on time travel. So very excited. We've been looking at this whole series. And if you missed out on anything on the series, you can go to YouTube and check on the series of what we call the Melchizedek touch, which is better than the Midas touch. I'm sure everyone's heard of the Midas touch, whatever he touched turned to gold, including the one he loved. So that was not a good ending. But for anyone else, thank you. Love the disclaimer. Thank you, April. For anyone else who understands, who hasn't looked at Melchizedek touch, Melchizedek was a biblical character that I really love. And for me, what I've learned is that we can go through success through inheritance, favor, and rest. And Sean's a good example of what he said. He just, actually just asked God to show him some ideas, looked at the coins, looked at some of the things we were looking at, and then just went in and jumped in. I remember when I bought my first property, I was like 20 years old. And I went with mom, looked at the property, looked around, came out and decided to buy it. I remember first one was in first one was in Clayton, second one was in St. Kilda. Walked in, did the same thing with mom. Had no idea because I hadn't had the experience yet to do the checklist and all that. And within a year, I made 100,000 profit from that property. So it is the Melchizedek touch is a very beautiful way if we begin to tap into it. It's not a religious thing. It's more a kingdom mindset of I have been created with inheritance, with favor, with rest. So today I want to talk about time travel for entrepreneurs. What does that mean? How you can build your income capacity tenfold and beyond with an added advantage. Now, I want you guys for the first slot not to take so many notes. Don't worry that we can put the notes out, but more just to hear what I'm trying to say. And then just observe that, absorb it, because we're going to do a little bit of attach this to your business as you go. Okay. That's kind of important. So I was saying to even Hyacinth, this is good for you with Treasure. Treasure is doing really well. See it as a business idea, how you can attach it to that. So why time travel is essential for entrepreneurs? We want to learn from past successes and failures. So going to the past, looking at the past successes and failures, avoid costly mistakes by examining history, and identify future trends and opportunities to stay ahead. Okay. Now, why this is important is that a lot of time people are missing out. We'll put the last one in. And I love this: build a legacy by combining hindsight and foresight. Now, why I'm interested in this for today is that sometimes we don't learn from our mistakes. And if we don't, we'll keep going around and around and creating the same mistake that we've done in the past. And it's kind of like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. On the other hand, we may try to create something without looking at the future and looking at what's the trends of the future that I need to then move my way towards. Okay. For example, since 2019, how many of you have seen the increase of classes online, and suddenly the sense of an international group that you can reach out to that you couldn't do before? Now, have you taken advantage of that? What about the future of AI? What about the future of using the opportunities of VR, virtual reality? Have you thought through those things? What about sustainability, doing things that are more sustainable in the ecosystem? So there's just things that we need to think about for the future when we're starting looking at business as well. And then how do we look at building a legacy for the future, for our generations, not just after we die, but while we're alive as well? So I often say live a legacy and leave the legacy. Okay, so let's look at some lessons from the past, looking to the past, lessons from success and failure. If something jumps out at you for your business or your investments, because I want you to treat your investments, whether they're crypto, whether there's treasure NFT, other things that we're doing, property, treat them as business as well. Something jumps out at you as we talk, I want you to just go, hey, yes, let me just write that note down. So let's look at how we can learn from the giants. So start to study. And if you notice some of the training I've done in the past, I look at some of the entrepreneurs of the past, some of the big entrepreneurs, the giants, how they've gone, what they've done, how well they've gone, some of the mistakes they've made as well. We talked about, I remember the last series, we talked about the power of failure, not just the power of success, because we learn more from failure than success, right? So look at case studies of entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk. I want you to put in the chat group some of the giants that you look up to, some of the giants of the past that have been successful that you look up to. So put, one or two or three that you think are, hey, these guys are the ones that I look up to, that I'd love to study a bit more of, and especially look at the successes, but also the failures. So pop it in the chat group. What are some of the giants that you can think of? Steve Jobs is a great one that I can think of. Oprah, I love one of the statements she made. I might not agree with everything she says, but I love that statement that I often quote, doesn't matter what my past is, I will not determine my future by my past. Okay. So what are some other giants that you can think of? Elon Musk, amazing mind, amazing thought plan, amazing processing. Think about when you're learning from the giants, what worked in terms of innovation, resilience, strategic risk taking. Okay. Awesome. Dr. Miles, Bill Gates. Yeah. Love those guys. Welcome, Emmanuel. Who else? Okay. What are other people you can think of, and who are other people you can think of? Beautiful. Kerry Packer, Elon Musk, Donald Trump. Yeah. Love it. Robert Kiyosaki is another one of my favorites. Frederick Douglass. Without struggle, there can be no progress. Nice. Okay. What are other people names? Maya Angelou. Haven't heard of Maya. I'm assuming that's a lady. We'll have to learn more. That's
He
awesome.
was a poet, amongst other things.
A pirate.
Poet.
Poet. I thought it was a pirate. That would be fun.
Poet and writer.
Right. So the other way we can look at the past, guys, is learning from personal experiences. Reflect on your wins. What strategies helped you succeed? Okay. CR7. Who's CR7, Hyacinth? I know you did that on purpose just to make me think. But I know it must be a soccer player, 100%, right? So reflect on your wins, guys. What strategies help you succeed? And this is important. How many of you analyze your failures? I want you to put a 888 in the chat group if you analyze failures. That's hard sometimes to face our failures. What mistakes taught you invaluable lessons? So if you have analyzed failures, I want you to put a 888 in the chat group, because 8 stands for new beginnings. And I love the number 8, as most people now started to hear me say. But 8 is a beautiful thing because it's like infinity, it's new beginnings, and it's part of analyzing failures. Whenever someone criticizes me or something I've done, or if I fail at something or something didn't go the way I expected, I'll take a moment to go through and think about where did I make a mistake? What can I do better? And how can I move further forward? And what lessons have I learned from it? So the takeaway from history is history repeats itself for those who fail to learn from it. Turn your past into a guide for growth. How good is that? Okay. I love that. History repeats itself for those who fail to learn from it. So we need to turn our past into a guide for growth. Okay. And so when we talk about time travel, is to think about who has gone before us that has been successful. What are their successes and their failures that we can learn from? What about our personal experiences? So it's great to see some people putting 888 in. Some people say, I have income, but I don't have the time. Others have time, but not the health. Others have health, but not, and time, but not the wealth, right? So how do we get to a place of what's important to us? What's important? How do we learn? What's our strategies ahead? Okay, for me personally, I've always said wealth should free up our time and give us resources to do the things that we've been called to do. Okay. And as we've gone through, if you had 6 months to live, most people will not turn up at work tomorrow. How many of you would agree? All right, put a yes if it's a yes in the chat group. If you had 6 months to live, full of health, but you knew that after 6 months, Jesus came to you and said, "That's it, I'm taking you home." How many of you would continue to go to work, or would you re-strategize and start to do more meaningful things in your life that happen to be more probably around relationships, travel, discovering, exploring? So start doing it now. Find ways to get yourself out of the rat race. Secondly, we want to look at the future. So we looked at the past, we want to look at the future. Spotting opportunities and trends. So emerging markets and technologies. Okay, who's excited about AI? Is anyone excited about AI? If you are, I want you to pop a 777 in the chat group if you're excited about AI. A lot of people have had a negative view about it, but there's such an amazing opportunity for AI to enhance and bring us up into better quality of lifestyle, opportunities. Okay, it's amazing. So 2 people are excited, including me, 3rd person. I wonder if others are. There we go. We got a few more. Emerging market trends, markets and technologies, such as artificial intelligence, sustainability, Web3 technology, industry shifts. What's gaining traction? What are the things that are important? I know, Margaret, you were talking about with Sam Digital. You love that idea of the ecosystem and the ability to recycle. And what was it actually? There was a name, and I just gone out of my mind now. Waste to something, waste to energy, right? And building one of those factories and starting to see that emerge. So what are the gaining tractions? The other thing to think about is anticipating customer needs. Okay, you guys can create businesses. Like I was saying to Dr. Chooks, he's got an amazing opportunity that can create businesses. April, I love the fact that April's been doing some coaching with Truth.co, and she had some questions today from someone she's looking at putting through her coaching program, and we brought it down to a niche. Is that right, April? Do you want to tell us quickly what the niche you brought it down to? Because it was very open That all of a sudden there was a niche because now there's a customer need and it's easier to market. April, you there? When she jumps on, we'll get her to share that. So it's important to anticipate customer needs. What problems will customers?
Hello?
Hello,
Hello? Was it me or Nathan?
April, you. But you can Nathan's login. So I was just saying, with the anticipating customers' needs, today we talked about the customer you have, and you brought it down to narrowed it down of what they wanted.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us a little bit? 30 seconds.
Yep. Just in case I keep breaking up. Yeah, so we pretty much had a coffee and then we chatted about just the business in general. And then once he started talking more about it, he niched it down himself to his why was people, and mainly baristas and entrepreneurs, turning baristas into entrepreneurs.
Beautiful. Guys, how amazing is that? April was able to get to a place where she helped find a very good why. I'm just gonna mute the capitalist because we're getting some feedback. So niched it down to a why of I'm looking for baristas who want to turn into entrepreneurs and have their own business. Is that good? And that's easy to find now, right? And easy for him to find. So anticipate customer needs. Future-wise, if you look at future opportunities, what problems will customers face in the next 5 to 10 years? Okay. Develop solutions today for tomorrow's challenges. What's the takeaway? Entrepreneurs who thrive are those who innovate ahead of the curve. Okay. Now, Margaret, you've been thinking about this hormone. You're ahead of the curve, right? Get onto it and do it, because I'm telling you, there's not many people doing what you're looking at with this hormonal challenge that a lot of people are facing, including men, not just the women, right? And you've recognized that, and you may not think that you're fully researched yet, but you are far ahead than other people, and you've got an inclination, and every one of us have something in us that's going to be powerful. If you bring it out, create something. Could be a coaching program, could be a book, could be a podcast. It could be just information to help others. Okay, could be connecting with Gertrude when Gertrude said there's a women's empowerment and empowering women. So many good things. Could be when you do your barista coffee, as you said, you want to become a barista. All right. So guys, we've talked about the past, we're looking at the future, and now I'm looking at this bridging. It's a very short training in just throwing some things to you, but then I want you to do some exercise around it and see how that helps you. Remember, this is the Wealth Creation Mindset Hour and Leadership. We're leaders of ourselves, and creating wealth is 90% in our attitude and our mind and our learning. 10% is strategy. And if we get this moving further. So what's the bridge between the past and the future? How do we create that bridge between what the giants of the past have done to what the future is? For example, I love the story of the guy who invented KFC, Colonel Sanders, right? But is that something that we can do today? No, no one wants unhealthy food anymore. Deep fried Kentucky Fried Chicken. Even if you want it, you know it's not going to sell for the future. It's not that great. It makes sense? So what is something else? What can we learn from what he did? Well, I can learn about persistence and resilience. I can learn that at the age of 70, he made it and he didn't give up. I can learn about the ideas that he came up with and pushed forward in. All right. But would I look at something in that category? No. All right. So what's the bridge? Okay. Put into ChatGPT. What's the future? What are the future things? Actually, Gertrude, honey, are you on? You actually did this exercise a few weeks ago, if I remember right. You looked at the forthcoming trends. Oh, you did, I think, last week. Are you in a position to turn on your camera and share with us what you picked up? So again, this will help you guys, like what Ross said earlier. Sorry, Hiromi said earlier, not Ross. Ross was just on the sideline while Hiromi did the introduction of ChatGPT AI being so useful. Yeah. Gertrude, what was some of the future trends that you remember checking when ChatGPT, when you asked ChatGPT? And guys, take note of what she says.
I actually put it on my on the Wealth Creation group. It was just telling me what's gonna be actually like the technology that has already been implemented. It's not just that it's new, but it has already been implemented, because I just asked ChatGPT, what are the new technology that has come up? And it told me these are the new technology that has come up. And so I asked ChatGPT, is it already implemented? It said, yes, this and this and this and that is already implemented. And then I asked, so how can I integrate this on my Eagle empowerment? And it just told me a few steps. I can't remember all of it, but it told me a few steps of what I can use actually for my Eagle empowerment. And I have started doing it actually, and it's really good.
Can you remember any of those?
I can't remember, but I can find it and read it.
You can find it and read it. That'll be great. So again, guys, I want you to, who has ChatGPT here that could just go open it up on a web browser, whether on a phone or whether on your computer. Okay, because this is what we want to train you to do is let's get ChatGPT AI to do the work for you so that you can be creative in implementing it, right? And so jump on to ChatGPT, just like what Gertrude is doing right now. She's finding it and ask, what are the trends for the future in my industry? If you've got an industry, pop it in there. It could be, and if you've got no industry, just say, what are the future things that I need to be aware of in the business arena, in the entrepreneurial arena, or the innovation arena? And once you've got some information coming to you, put it on the chat group. All right. And Gertrude, when you find it, just unmute and interrupt me.
Oh.
How do we bridge the past and the future? Well, one of the things I want you to think about is how you audit your current state. Okay, now again, this is something that not everyone likes to confront themselves with. But if you can audit your current state, and I really appreciate and go out to those who've started the booster program, who've met me, the 12 to 14 weeks booster program, met up with me, and some of the others who've also caught up with me in one-to-ones and said, hey, this is where I'm at, and this is where I want to get to. How do I do that? And we worked a plan out. And we said, don't wait till January, start doing it in December. Our goal should have been written in November. If you haven't, it's okay. It's still worth jumping into and starting to write this. Audit your current state. If you have an idea and it's not gone as well as you expected, if you put money into this stuff and it's not going as well as you'd like it to, is to say, let me audit the current state. And I'll give you an idea, having someone from outside look into it who is qualified to do it as a coach or as a business entrepreneur will be helpful as well. Okay. Look at your financial health. Are you maximizing your profits? Look at your operational efficiency. Are you streamlining processes? Look at your strategic action plan. Okay. Take small, consistent steps based on past lessons and future goals. Take small steps. How many of you know if I went to the gym and spent 5 hours today working out and then didn't go to the gym for a month, would I have a better chance of seeing results than if I took small steps every day or 3 times a week going for 30 minutes or an hour, which would give me better consistent steps? Okay, something to think about. Awesome. Hyacinth's already done a copy paste, and that's what I want you guys to do. Yeah, 3 times a week, more consistent, smaller steps will see better results. Okay. Long-term planning, define actionable steps for your dream backup plan. So I think that's a good start. What I want you to look at is ask ChatGPT, what are some of the future trends that I need to become aware of?
So I found what I was looking for. Yeah, so I asked ChatGPT about what are the latest technology that has come up. It says generative AI, 6G networks, quantum computing, privacy-enhancing technologies, immersive tech in construction, and carbon capturing microbes. And then I asked what has already been implemented, and it says generative AI in business and healthcare. It's already running, and then quantum cryptography for data security. It's already running, and then 6G pilot projects, immersive technology in construction, privacy enhancing synthetic data. And then I asked what can I use for my Eagle empowerment? And it says generative AI for content creation. I can use AI to create content. And then immersive technology. And then integrated social platforms with AI. And then sustainable tech and privacy enhancing technologies.
Wow.
And then it told me what to do with those ones, like build awareness and generate excitement. I can use the generative AI for content creation for that, and the rest. And then enhance engagement and create memorable experiences. I can use AR or VR, immersive technologies, to create that. Yeah, and then continuous engagement through social media and AI tools. I can actually apply that, and then virtual hybrid workshops with immersive technologies. Yeah, so
Beautiful.
there was a lot, but I don't want to read through everything because of time. But it has shown me what I can use the latest technology for the eagle empowerment. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Ruben, can I just say something? I've just done it. I've just gone into Chat GPT, and I am quite shocked at what comes up.
In a good way?
Yeah, in a good way. It's I basically put a question in. I said, what I said was, I'm making a presentation. Can you help me create an image for some of the concepts I'm covering? And it's come up with one is an overview of hormones in declining with age, hormone therapy mechanism, benefits versus risks of HRT, tailored HRT, and lifestyle integration.
Amazing. You're ready and on your way to do something innovative that's going to be, as an entrepreneur, amazing.
I mean, it's incredible, really, because I mean, my whole life, it's all been about doing the research and putting it together yourself.
Yes.
This is just, I feel a little bit like it's fraudulent. I don't know.
It's having an assistant that's free of charge.
I suppose that's what it is. It's an assistant.
Absolutely. AI, guys, apparently it has a similar IQ of Einstein.
Oh my goodness.
Not going to take over the world because it is restricted to serving you. Okay, so don't be scared or stressed out about it. Use it as your assistant. Okay, it's amazing. I mean, these pictures I've generated have come from AI. I put in the information I want to do, and I said, generate a picture that kind of connects with what I'm sharing today. Okay, so I want others. So Margaret's done it, Gertrude's done it. Has anyone else? And if you have, pop it in the chat group. Are you picking up some stuff that will help you with Chat GPT? Because this tool in itself is going to be a groundbreaker. It's going to release your time for research and push you into something new. Imagine what schooling is going to be like, right? Kids don't need to waste time learning how to do certain mundane work when they can have an assistant that helps them, and instead they can start to grow, think, imagine more like an Elon Musk. Okay, this is just going to be beautiful. So let's look ahead. Next strategic action plan for bridging the past and the future. Align daily actions with long-term vision. So every day, what are you going to do a little bit of that's going to align with your daily vision? Okay. When people say, I don't have time, guys, we all have can you put in the chat group how many hours in a day we have? All right. And if people say, but you don't understand, I have too many things to do in a day. Yes, but you chose those things. Yes. Thank you. 24 hours. Okay. So you need to decide what you'll do with your 24 hours. There's a brilliant book called Eat That Frog. Has anyone heard about it? Okay, some of you have told you about it. Eat That Frog. It's by an amazing mentor that I really appreciated reading his books back about 20 years ago. Entrepreneur to many businesses, and he talks about do the first thing that you hate at the start. 16 hours in the day. No, your sleep also doesn't need to be there. That's part of your strategic plan. You got 24 hours, make it count. Even if you do 1 hour a day, okay, just jumping on here is a great start for some of you who've jumped in for the first time. Good to see Evelyn on here from Uganda. Very proud of her. She's such an entrepreneur that's jumped in and taking action. All right. Wonderful. Guys, let's look at the next thing. So we're looking at bridging the gap. Now I want to talk about building your income capacity tenfold and beyond, and some strategies to expand your revenue stream. So diversification, explore multiple income sources, passive income, scalable products. Okay, I'm just expanding some of your views. Some of you have been here for the year, have been here for 6 months, 3 months in, a month in. So some of us have diversified. So I want to go, hey, have you thought about scalable products? Okay. Have you thought about what is our scalable product? Start with something small, like we're doing with the investments, where we'll return 4 to 5% on a regular basis through a trader every month to investors. We'll start small with 10,000 USD and then build up to $1 million USD and scale up the product, because if it's consistent, how many people would like a longer term, mid to longer term investment plan where you're getting 4 to 5% a month rather than what the banks are giving for 4 to 5% a year, right? And it's a medium risk. It's not a high risk, okay? And so we're looking at something like that and doing a scalable once it steps up. So start small, okay? And look at how you can scale it up in ideas. And look at passive income. Now, remember, you got to be active in the passive. Could someone write that down? Be active in the passive. If someone can pop that down in the chat group. So we remember that be active in the passive means that you still need to work on your passive income. Who's been on Treasure NFT here? You know, pop a 222 if you've been on Treasure NFT. Who's got who's made their original capital back? If you have, pop a yes in. And I've done it 3x now, and I can say it's definitely working. Okay, because I just got in before you guys to test it out back in June, July, tested the system out. All right, great. Okay, see, look at that's great. So that's a high risk, but there's a high return. And now, if you've taken out your capital, start looking at taking out your capital. What's the risk? It'll be zero risk, high return. Right? How exciting. Okay. Leverage technology. We just talked about it. Like, Margaret, that's exciting, right? What about others? You know, leverage technology, automate to scale operations efficiently. Mentorship and networking, learn from industry leaders and build valuable partnerships. Okay, remember, we're not in competition, we're in collaboration. Okay. Value creation, focus on providing extraordinary value to your audience. That is important. A lot of people say they should not be free. They should be paid classes. Yes, there will be memberships next year. But hey, this year we were doing a learning and earning, and it was so important that we brought our family as a tribe together and established a culture where you can feel comfortable to be part of a culture and know that you can fly with the eagles and you can hunt with the lions and find your tribe that you can run with, and you're not having people pull you down. You're having people encourage you and say, hey, let's push forward. Okay, remember, eagles have vision and we want to push you to fly, and you got to sometimes fly alone, right? Because an eagle flies alone, flies high up, but when it looks around, it knows it can see great distances that there are other eagles flying as well. Don't cluck with the chickens. Don't be somebody else's dinner, right? When I go to Kenya, I always look at the chickens, and all they do is look down and pick up food and fatten themselves to be on someone's dinner plate. Don't be on someone's dinner plate. Don't be working for others, because the ceiling is the limit. You cannot earn more than the CEO. How many of you can earn more than the boss in your company? It's not possible, right? Don't be self-employed, because it's worse than being an employee. You're buying yourself a job. Ross, would you agree? You're self-employed. You don't have a business, because if you stop working, the business won't work, right? So if you don't go to work tomorrow, no money.
That's right.
No honey, no money. Right? But we've been talking about the idea about what if you get a couple of others to work for you, and then you start getting a percentage back, right? And Aurelio's starting to put that into play as well. Now, you may not. Or scale up your business, sell it, and go do what you love doing, which is the songwriting, the busking, the traveling, the praying for the sick, the making a difference in the communities and in the world that God has called you for. All right. So I want you guys to think from that point of view. Provide extraordinary value, find your audience and provide value for it. Okay. Beautiful. Mindset for exponential growth. What's our mindset? Because remember, I said 90% is mindset. So number one, think bigger. Don't limit yourself to incremental growth. Aim for exponential scaling. So even though we incrementally grow, your mind should be exponential scaling. I have a crazy goal that sometimes my guys remind me of, and I appreciate it, that one day Project 61, our nonprofit organization, will generate $1 million a month of income, US. And it's a crazy goal because even getting $1 million in a year is crazy enough, a month. But hey, it's starting to look at as you think of these ideas, opportunities come. Now, is it incremental? Yes. As we start doing some things on the platform, we're going to see some things moving ahead. And what is Project 61 doing? It's empowering all of you guys. What's Capture Your Purpose doing? It's empowering all of you guys. And as we empower you, we ourselves begin to grow because opportunities and doors begin to open. Today, Gertrude and I were talking about as she's brought Eagles Empowerment into Project 61 as an initiative. And she's talking to the government and the government councils and local government to give her what is it called, Gertrude? I'm thinking loans are not loans. It's funding.
It's called grants.
Grants. Okay, grants. There's lots of different grants. And she wrote an amazing message reporting back, and it took her a few minutes to write. English is not her first language. What did she do? She popped into ChatGPT. It popped out something. She read it. It was great. She passed it on to me, had a look at it. There was one thing we had to change. Everything else was perfect. Amazing. All right. So guys, make use of the tools. And Gertrude's like winning on this and is going to scale. She's got the scale to see how this can be run in different countries without her being physically there, different places. Resilience and adaptability, part of exponential growth. Be ready to pivot based on lessons from the past and future insights. Don't be a big cruise ship that takes a long time to change course. Be a speedboat in resilience and adaptability. Does that make sense? Be a cruise ship when you're thinking big. Don't limit yourself. Be a cruise ship. But when you need to make a quick change, what do you need to be? A speedboat. All right. So you can pivot based on lessons from the past and future insights. Young people are making more money today on social media, and rather me putting them down and saying, oh, you didn't go to education, you didn't get a degree, you didn't get a job, how could you do this? I'm going, awesome, how do I pivot into that? And then I'm going to young people and saying, teach me how to do that. Are you guys doing the same, or are you criticizing them? Because they're making millions, they're making hundreds of thousands, kid you not, on social media. So why would you criticize them? Pivot, find out, talk. You might have more experience, but they've actually jumped into some new technology that we had to come into and adapt. For them, they were born into it. Purpose-driven leadership. Align your business goal to the meaningful purpose to sustain motivation. Why are you doing what you're doing? Okay, right, April? We talked about this with April. Look at your why. Okay, so the vision triangle. What's your why? What are the outcomes before you look at the packaging of how you're doing it? If you're investing and your investments are wanting to return more passive style income to take over your, eventually take over your income from jobs and from work, then what's the purpose why? Once you get that, what's the purpose? All right. It was funny when I was talking to Peter. He just jumped back on. So why do you want to make money? You want to make lots of money. Why? Make lots of money. Why? Make lots of money. Why? Because with a why, we can achieve it quicker. Okay. So here's a case study just before we finish off to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So John Doe's entrepreneurial journey. He's not dead, all right? And we do know his name. His name is John, Mr. Doe. John Doe started his entrepreneurial journey as a small business owner operating a local cafe. Despite initial success, his business plateaued after 3 years due to rising competition and outdated strategies. However, John leveraged insights from both his past and future focused planning to achieve exponential growth. How did he do that? Well, the past. So learning from the past. This is about time travel, learning from mistakes. Challenge. John realized he had been overly reliant on walk-in customers and had no digital presence. I'm giving you examples that you can hopefully relate or may not relate to your current business and your investments. Treat them as a business as well. And hopefully this will help you as you do the exercise in a minute. He analyzed his past failure to adapt e-commerce early, which led to missed revenue opportunities. So that was what he learned. He hadn't stepped in. His past failure was not adapting to new technology quick enough. So what was his action? He documented his previous successes and failures, identifying operational inefficiencies and market gaps. The future, spotting trends. So he then looked at the future, and one of the trend insights he recognized was the growing popularity of subscription-based models and health-focused dining. Now, you might want to apply this to your opportunities if you're doing business products or even services. Future vision, he envisioned transforming his cafe into a hybrid model. Model offering online meal subscriptions and wellness workshops. He invested in researching his action plan, customer needs, and integrating sustainable practices such as eco-friendly packaging. How did he bridge between the past and the future? He revamped his business model to include an online ordering system. He partnered with a local fitness influencer to promote his health-focused menu, introduced loyalty programs, and limited edition seasonal subscriptions. What was his outcome? Increased customer engagement by 300% within 6 months and doubled revenue streams through subscriptions. Is this making sense to you guys? All right, if it is, could you put a 555 in the chat group that it's making sense? His results, he grew his income capacity tenfold in just 2 years, expanded to a second location focused on co-working and wellness themes, developed a thought leadership presence by sharing his entrepreneurial insights online, leading to speaking engagements. Is it making sense? 555 if it is. Just to give you an idea, it's sparking something in you, hopefully. Takeaway: by reflecting on past mistakes, aligning present actions with future trends, and thinking creatively, John turned his plateauing business into a thriving, future-proof enterprise. This approach highlights how entrepreneurs can combine time perspectives to accelerate growth. So here's what I want you to look in interactive session. Here's what I want you to think about today. And for those who have to head off to the training that we're on with Santosh, please feel free if you need to. But if you could take a screenshot of this, maybe someone can put this in our chat group. We'll just spend another 10 minutes for those who can stay on. Interactive session, your time travel roadmap. And Hiromi, if you need to go, there's no problem. I'll take over for hosting for you. I'll be a Hiromi. Bless you. So I want you guys to think for a moment and write down one success and one failure from your past. Now, don't just think of it. Can you write it down? And once you've written it down, I want you to put a done in the chat group. What's a success? One. And one failure from your past. Because we want to learn from this. Okay? And once you've done it, put it done. Good to see you on, Joseph. Welcome, Mercy from Myanmar. Awesome. Merciana, I'm so happy you're here. Hope this will help you as well with the business, amazing business opportunities that you are doing. Awesome. So once guys, you've written this down, write down one success and one failure from your past. Okay. Something is powerful when you write it down. You might even just type it in your phone, pop it onto your iPad or tablet, equivalent tablet. Future, list one trend or opportunity you foresee in your industry. Even if you're just investing right now, what do you foresee in the investing industry? I'll give you a clue. For me, it's crypto is going to be the cash of the future. And I need to learn how to work that. Bitcoin is going to be the legacy, gold legacy that I can pass down. I need to understand that too. Present, identify one action you can take today to align with your future vision. So I'm going to give you a few minutes and I want you to tell me when you're done. I've got two more slides after that. And then we open it up for anyone who has questions before we finish. And again, this is to being true to yourself as entrepreneurs, helping you out to get this moving. So if you've written the question, answer them, pop done in. And that way, this will really help you as you time travel as entrepreneurs into the past, into the present, and into the future, and start to bridge the two. Wonderful. Teresa's done. Beautiful. What about others? Thank you, Emmanuel, for popping this on our chat group as well. So it is on WhatsApp, these questions. Dr. Chooks is done. Amazing. Hopefully, Evelyn, when you said thank you, maybe you're done. What about others? This is going to be powerful, guys. And if you do this in December, man, you're going to be so far ahead of the crowd. I've been doing it for the last 25 years, 20 years, 25 years. Yeah, 25 years. My daughter is 24 this year, 25 years, 26 years. I've been doing this in around November. I'll start writing my goals. I'll start future thinking. And just thank God I was able to retire at 36 out of this rat race. Been 12 years. We've been sustained. It's sustainable. It's, even with the ups and downs, it's sustainable. Started with nothing, started in debt, came up. So many opportunities that came in and grabbed it. Well done. Joseph is done. What about others? Okay, and this is accountability on if you're willing to write this down. Write down one success, one failure from your past. Your time travel roadmap. This is what it is. List one trend, opportunity you foresee in your industry, and identify one action you can take today to align with your future vision. Awesome. For the rest of you, please try and get it done for your benefit, not mine. So the past informs us, the future inspires us, the present empowers us. Something I just want to leave you with, a quote that you remember. The past informs us, the future inspires us, the present empowers us. So today was all about the time travel for entrepreneurs, how to build that income capacity tenfold and beyond with an added advantage. Okay, and I hope this has helped you guys. I hope it has opened some insights for you. Super excited for, I don't see the coming to the end of the year rather than the beginning of a new season. Get started, move forward. I'm impressed with someone who jumped onto the booster program, the 12 to 14 week booster program, because they're just saying, I'm starting now. I'm not waiting till January, February, and I guarantee you, you'll be far ahead of the pack just by doing that. Okay, it does take 2 to 5 years to change our mindsets, but we got to start somewhere. If you wanted, as Hyacinth said the other day, if you want apples on your apple tree, you should have planted it 5 years ago, right? Now, if you haven't planted it 5 years ago, let's plant it now. All right, makes sense. Wonderful, guys. I hope this has been useful. Certainly has helped me, and I want to say thank you for being part of this. And next week is our probably going to be our last Monday for December, and then we'll find out when we're going to start in January. But really encourage you to turn up as we finish the series on the Melchizedek touch and help you guys. If anyone's interested in the training on crypto, please let me know. If anyone's interested in the booster program, 12 to 14 week booster program that just gets you super focused, ready to head in, let me know as well. And if anyone's interested in the new thing that we're starting around the wealth management system, which is putting our traders to work. We've had a chat to one of our traders, and it's transparent, 4 to 5% a month. Conservatively, we'll see a return on our investments, $500 US minimum. For those who just want to go, just too much for me to try and understand it right now in the crypto and the trading and the Forex. I'm happy to put some money in and get it started. We're going to build up to $10,000. So you can put 500, 1,000, 5,000. Once we get 10,000 USD, we get started with that as well. So anything, and if you're not sure about anything of that, just write to me. Happy to chat with you or to some of our team members here, and we'll work through those Okay. Apart from that, if you are still with me, pop a 777 in, perfection, and let's go. Awesome, Patrick. Write me in the WhatsApp group. Let's create a time and we'll connect. Okay, let's get things moving for you guys in even greater measure. Very excited. Very excited. Awesome. Love you guys. Bless you. We'll see you next week. Dr. Chooks, thank you for jumping in. Really want to see you next week. Love it. See you, Mercy. Bless you. Jerome, it's good to see you on. Sean, thank you for jumping in, bro. Merciana, amazing. Tesfa, see you on. Nathan and April. What a blessing. Teresa, welcome. Take care.